this video I will be rewiring my light bars up to the high beam stalk, so it's not on that switch, because it's a little bit inconvenient while you're driving to try to be working that switch, obviously when you're trying to change gears and corners, all that sort of stuff. There is another thing that I wanted to have a look at as well, which were those underglow rock lights. Thought that would be a pretty cool addition to put some lighting underneath the underside of the wheel arches there. Just see what happens, but that's the plan for this video. Alrighty, so the way I've wired up the light bar, I've got it all hooked up to that control box there. So I'm going to rewire it so I've got it actually set onto the high beam switch, not the switch panel that's underneath the dash there, because it's a little bit awkward. It's a little bit awkward when you're driving to try to control the light bars from that switch. I would much rather it just hooked up to the high beam stalk. Obviously that makes it a bit easier while driving, trying to shift gears and all that, not to be using that switch. We're going to make a trip to 4-wheel drive super center, get all the stuff we need to hook up the light bars properly, and I'll see you when we get back. Come back from 4-wheel drive super center. Got our spotlight wiring harness there so we can fix the front light bars, hook them up properly. Also got some rock light kits, so they will go underneath obviously all the wheel arches on each 4 wheels. Must be like 40 odd degrees out here. Sun does have a real good punch. Alrighty, so this is the rock light set here. So you've got four lights for each obviously wheel that you can put under there. It does have one of them plugs on it, but in my circumstance I'm going to be cutting that plug off so I can wire up to that box that has a switch underneath the center console there. Got your hardware obviously to mount them. Now these here, they are a slightly curved backing pad in case you want to put it around some bar work or something like that, something that's not got a nice even surface. You use that to obviously mount the light. Alrighty, everything is temporarily wired up, so I've just got the positive plug straight into the box. I will be heat shrinking this, so don't worry about that. Just got to ground it to there for now, but we'll go and test it and see if they work. Alrighty, I've got them switched on, and they are on and working. Beautiful. So now all I've got to do is just run them to where I want to place them, and we should be done. So I'm just going to be mounting this straight up there like that. So I will grab a small drill bit, just roughly where I want the tail to go, just like that. Alrighty, so I've had change of plans. I'm not gonna hook them underneath there. I've decided to run them underneath the side step here. So I've just got one wired up. Where is he? Just there, underneath the side step, so I'll give it a bit of light underneath there. I've just got to do the other side, but in the process of wiring all that up now, so let's give it a bit of a test. So now that one's on there, now that one is on just there, so hopefully that'll give us a little bit of light somewhere. I've decided just to go with two, so I'm going to cut the other two lights off and use them probably in the tub. Alrighty, so it's the next day. Got a bit rained out yesterday afternoon, so all we got to do now is just got to mount the run the wires all the way to the front of the car, just so I can get to that junction box so it works on that switch. But everything's all mounted now. We just got to run the wires, finish all that up, and then we can carry on with the front light bar wiring. Alrighty, now all the wiring is complete. I've got one light underneath there and identical on the other side of the car, so they are pretty bright. All wiring is all done now, so now we'll move on to these pesky light bars. Alrighty, so now this is the light bar harness here. So the way it lays out, obviously these two go straight to the battery. You got your inline switch to your light bar. Now this one here, now these connect into the back like that. Now these are meant to connect to your high beam harness. So that plugs into the back of the globe, then that there plugs into the harness. But there is a way to bypass this if you have a newer vehicle. I am going to be snipping the positive plug off this, just straight into a fuse tap into the existing high beam fuse that I have up the front there. All in all, pretty simple. I will show you how to do that now. Alrighty, so trigger switch, just going to cut that plug off there. And we can make this a little bit bigger, like so. Trim that because that will have to be connected to a ground as well. Okay. Now you get your fuse tap. Very simple. Just plug that into there, like so. Crimp that down pretty good. That nice and snug, connected to a ground. Now that is our trigger for our high beams. Alrighty, I have the fuse tap in position there, grounded with the relay there, connected to the battery, and as you can see, they are working. Now we can control these by that switch. They are now connected to the high beam relay as well. So I just got to flick a switch off and on from inside the car and we're good as good. Alrighty, finished product. All lights are on. Got our underglow there on both sides. So now all that's hooked up, relay's just placed there. I have just tucked all the wiring down there for now. Look, I'm not going to be using the switch because they are on a high beam switch, but they do have to be connected to another switch, like an external switch. It is illegal in New South Wales to not have your high beams, or your light bars, sorry, connected without a second switch. So just keep that in mind, but for my purpose, I'm just leaving the switch just tucked under there for now. But all in all, that is all completed now. Not the power's turned off on the car, but all in all completed. All wiring all done. all connected to that switch box there, except for the front light bars now. So now the front light bars are just connected to the high beam stalk, which is great, which is what I wanted. So we've got our backup for the tub rack. We've got our side lights also on the tub rack, our radio, so we can turn the radio off and on. We've got our rock lights. We will be connecting that compressor up probably in the next video. I've just got to work out where to mount the compressor itself. And the light bar, we've got an extra switch there now because we're not using the switch to control that light bar no more. So that's all done now. Well, that's all done, so that's all I wanted to do for this video. Obviously the weather sort of put a bit of a pause on things there, but hey, it's all done now. So next video I'll plan to wire in that compressor using that fuse box. I just have to find a 30 amp fuse to go into that box, because most 10 amps and obviously 20 amp fuses, they just blow straight away. So I've got to find a pretty big chunky fuse to power that compressor that's in the back. But that will be in the next video anyway. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.